Hello, I am Wonanji Esther Sande, Mrs. I work as a quality assurance specialist at TVETA. Interesting. I'm asked a lot of questions about what quality assurance person does in TVETA, but just know it's an education authority. I studied a bachelor's of education, technical, at Polytechnic. I went further to do my master's in Australia. I did a master's in adult and vocational education. So basically I'm an Australia awardee, which is interesting, I think. My studies are basically centered on education because I love to teach. Even though I may not be teaching physically right now, but the fact that I'm able to develop standards that will assist people in their education sector, it overwhelms me and it brings joy to me. Because as much as people say teachers do not make much in life, but the fact that you can be able to teach someone and have them gain knowledge, change from knowing something and not knowing something to being able to know something, it's so fulfilling. Yeah, anyways, you say you're no longer teaching and all that, but you need to understand that teaching doesn't only mean to be in class. Me being here is also teaching in a way, because I'm able to give you knowledge of who I am and what I do and what brought me here. So in a way, it's still in the education field. Yeah. So aside from working, I also do business. I love to market things, literally. If you know me personally, you would come across a lot of things that I'm putting out there for people to buy, be it not mine. I love to promote my friends so much. So if my friends tell me to assist them sell anything, I am there for them. So in my business, I learn an event planning with my friend. I partnered with a colleague, Esther. We call it E&E event planners. Aside from doing planning, I own a guest house called Esther's Guest House. It's amazing. You should visit it one day. So you may be wondering how I'm able to do all that, work, do business, and I said Mrs., which means I have a family, and indeed I do have a family. I have 2 beautiful girls and a loving husband. The beauty about the setting I find myself in is that my husband is also someone who likes to do business as well. So why am I mentioning that he also likes to do business? It's because collaboration is very key in going forward in life. So the people you surround yourself with, they should be able to instill that discipline and courage in you to pursue whatever you want to do. Because of my partner who is able to support me, I'm able to do business and work as well, and I was able to do school while married, because you may be thinking, oh, she did her master's before all that, but he gave me a chance to even go there and stay for a good 2 years while he took care of the kids. So people you surround yourself with are very key. So we find ourselves at different routes and we excel differently. Don't be scared. The destination to a place may have so many diversions, so many directions. I said I studied at Pori. You may say I had it easy, but what I want to say is, for me to get there, it didn't just happen. I had to plan my life. Who do I want to be? Where do I want to be? Where do I see myself in a few years? So if you're someone who's watching me right now and you're thinking, who do I want to be? What do I want to do in life? The advice I can give you is to define yourself first. Define what you like, what you want, and what you're passionate about. Because when you start pursuing something you're passionate about, it becomes easier. Just a few days ago, we were chatting with my friends like, we never really had an opportunity of people coming to school to do career guidance for us, to know what programs are in the colleges and all that. But these days, there are so many opportunities to know what a program is all about. So if you have that opportunity, you need to plan. You need to research over a program you want to do. Find out what it will take for you to be able to get there. So when you know what you need to do, you need to focus. Yeah, focus is very key. Because if you stray away from being focused on what you want to do and where you want to get, definitely the route will get longer. Like I said, I want to go to Blantyre, I can use Lakeshore, I can go by air, I can go by car, I'll still get to Blantyre. That means that if I go by air, it's quick. If I go by road, it's slower. So it's just the same with the journey of life. Every individual has a path. So for others, it's fast. For others, it takes time. So be patient with yourself. Forgive yourself if you err, and give yourself a chance. I would like to encourage you today to say that if you have a dream, don't let anything hold you back. I said I did school, but looking at the investment that my parents put in me, despite them not going so further with the education, they saw the need that I had to go to school. So the fact that you've been to school, it doesn't mean you have to work for the rest of your life. And the fact that you've started business, it doesn't mean you don't have to go to school. Because these two go hand in hand. When you're educated, you have higher chances of being exposed to so many things. A very good example is in the business sector. You know how the Amwenyes, for example, they are very big in business, but they still do send their kids to school. Not even locally, international. Why is that? It's because they want them to see the world at a different angle. So if you are at a certain position, don't limit yourself. Okay, you can say I'm mentioning about international, you can't afford to go outside the country. Just try, if you are in the north, leave the north, go to the south and see how people live. If you get exposed like that, when you go back to the north, you might have learned something in the south that you can apply in the north. So exposure doesn't mean you just have to go international all the time. No, it means move out from your comfort zone. Move out from where you find yourself and try to go somewhere different. When you do that, you get to learn different values and you get to learn different people. So in the process of doing this, you get to explore further. So how did I get where I am at the moment? Because I like saying that you are your own competition. So every stage that you accomplish, sit back, look back and celebrate, because no one will celebrate you if you don't celebrate yourself. It starts with you. Expecting celebration from other people only kills your vibe. So if you don't want that, start celebrating yourself first. Every mile, I used to tell my girls that if you were able to finish your food, celebrate. Because yesterday you were unable to finish your food. So if you were able to count 1 to 10, that is a success. I'll celebrate with you and you need to celebrate. If you fail a single letter, it's not the end. The next day you will get it. So give yourself room to always aim for better. So having that in mind, it made me decide that I always want to be a better me from who I was yesterday, each and every day. And I have managed this so well because I have engulfed myself in the gospel. I'm a believer and I don't lie about that. I believe in Jesus Christ. Because of my focus in understanding the scripture and the value that God places upon my life, I've seen myself to be this unstoppable being. You know, when we grow up, as we are growing, people always have different views about us. They go like, they tend to compare you with everyone around you. Be it your friend, be it your sister, be it your sibling. They're always going like, oh, he's better than you. Oh, she's better than you. Oh, that one does things better than you. But when you read the scriptures, there's something about the scripture that makes you believe that you're better in yourself, in your own potential. So that is what has kept me and has brought me to the level where I am at. And this other day I was just talking with a friend about well-being. Like, your well-being need to be stable, be it spiritual, physical, mental, intellectually. They need to balance. So in balancing all this, you remove all the stress, you remove all the depression. Somebody once asked me, why are you always smiling? I'm like, what do I lose by smiling? Do you lose anything by smiling? But then when you're mad, what do you lose? The joy. You miss out on the joy. So who doesn't want to be happy in their life all the time? So the more you discover about yourself, the more you put yourself out there, the more you embrace and have a mentality that it's not about me. What I do has a lot of impact on 10 other people that are watching me. I believe we would live a better life. I believe we would live well with different people. Because the challenge we find ourselves in is that we think everyone is our competitor. But if I empower 10 people, it means those 10 people can also empower other 10 people. If we empower each other, it means there will be less dependency on each other. When you have a lot of people depending on you, you progress less. So the more you focus on empowering others, the better it becomes. So you may say, oh, well, she's saying that because she went to school, she has a platform, she has what? Well, even at school, I started doing business while I was in school. Given pocket money, I would buy handbags because I grew up in Zuzu. So you know how Zuzu and Mataifa, the famous Mataifa. So Mataifa would have all sorts of handbags. So when my dad gives me pocket money, I'll buy handbags and then sell them in order to multiply that money. So we can find capital in the small things. You might be saying, oh, I can't be able to find a 5,000. You have a wardrobe that is full of clothes that you don't even wear. Think about it. Isn't that capital? Better yet, you may have other friends that you chat with and they would need a service of someone to take care of the kid. Can't you strike a deal and go like, you know what? Me, I'll be taking care of your child at a small fee. They'll definitely trust you. So we need to move from the mentality of thinking that capital, you need to have $1 million to start a business. You need to have thousands of money to start a business. You can start small. Start where you are. All of these gurus that have made it in the society, they didn't wake up with $1 million in their account and then start a business. No. I have this friend of mine, a marketer, Fingo Makondi. I like how he publicizes his story that he started with a 5 kwacha or something, a small amount of money. Now he's accomplished and all that. The confidence in him makes you wonder and makes you want to know him more. So such people should inspire you to think that it is possible for anyone. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter where you come from. You have ever had friends that have everything. You would wonder that, what does this person look for? What do they want in life? Because everything is at their disposal. But success is a mentality. It is not something that can be passed on. It is an attitude that starts with you. You need to think positive. You need to think, I can do this. When you start thinking that way, everything changes. Because you forget about where you're coming from, all the limitations. We have had people who had it all and ended up with nothing. We have had people who had nothing and end up with a lot. So that's why my emphasis is that success is an attitude of at a personal level. It is not something that can be passed down from generation to generation. No, if things are able to move from generation to generation, it's because tactically the kids are positioned to think success. So if you're not positioned to think success, you definitely go down. But if you're positioned to think in a way that I can do this, I can propel this business forward, I can maneuver my way around, trust me, you will become unstoppable. So in a way, I want to tell you that it is possible to have it all. You can balance. How do you balance? You plan. Start planning your day before. Like, what will my tomorrow look like? You strategize. You see your morning, you see your afternoon, you see your evening, and be able to accommodate everything. So you don't need an extra 24 hours. You just need to manage the 24 hours you have and segment it accordingly. When you do that, you can do anything. I don't know what best I can say to you, but if you're watching this and you feel that you're falling short on something, just believe in yourself. Emphasize that I can do this. I have the potential. Plan in your head, where do I want to be? You even notice in a family, if one goes to college, almost everyone wants to go to college because they have seen it's possible. So in your family, you could be someone that there is no one who has been to college or who has done school or who's doing business successfully. You can be the beginner. If you start, others will follow. Be a leader. Stand out. Because the crowd is just too much. But find ways of how in that crowd you can be among those that are standing out from that crowd. And that is only possible if you decide to do that. Oh, there's an initiative about She Decide. So it's interesting that almost everything we can think of almost everything that I can tell you to do, there's already so many things going on in the community, in our nation, that are trying to equip us with the necessary knowledge and information to propel us forward. So like I said, I love to teach. I would definitely be here for the longest time and still have something to say over everything. But too much information sometimes is also dangerous. You start wondering, what is she trying to say? She keeps on coming back to telling me that I can do it. Yes, you can do it. It all begins with you. Nothing is out of reach. Just tell yourself, I can do this. Nobody will cheer you on. You are your own cheerleader. When you start cheering on, others now start cheering as well. Even though they say don't blow your own trumpet, blow it. It is your chance. It is your opportunity. It is in your hands. It is in your power. So why not if you can? If you have that opportunity to market yourself, market yourself. Because no one will market you. It begins with you. So what do you want people to know about you? What skills do you want people to know that you possess? Find yourself in situations where you are always selling out. Have you ever met a believer the way they sell out Jesus Christ? They're always, oh, God has done this for me. God has done this for me. Yes, you can also use that energy to sell yourself out there. Other people are excelling, beating us because they are able to stand out and say, I can do this. So don't wait for someone to point a finger at you and say, she can do it. No, when they ask for a volunteer, stand up and say, I can do it. So basically, that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope this will be ringing in your head that you can do it all. Be it managing a home, learning a business, working, doing school, it is possible. Why do I say this? I have done that. And I have proven that it is what? it is possible. And on top of that, I was even able still to maintain my relationship with people. I was even able to stay fit. Yes, now we are in an era where everybody wants to be fit. And everybody wants to do business. Everybody wants to work. Everyone wants to excel. How will you be different? Strategize. Strategize to be different. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in and listening. I really appreciate it.